Good afternoon and salam Ibu Pertiwiku. Hong Kong braced for more mass protests over the weekend, even as China warned it could use its power to quell demonstrations, and US President Donald Trump urged his Chinese counterpart, Xi Jinping, to meet with the protesters to defuse weeks of tensions. Hundreds of China's People's Armed Police (PAP) on Thursday conducted exercises at a sports stadium in Shenzhen that borders Hong Kong a day after the US State Department said it was deeply concerned about the movements, which have prompted worries that troops could be used to break up protests. 10 weeks of confrontation between police and protesters have plunged Hong Kong into its worst crisis since it reverted from British to Chinese rule in 1997. And have presented the biggest popular challenge to Xi in his 7 years in power. Britain's Mediterranean territory Gibraltar decided on Thursday to free a seized Iranian oil tanker, but did not immediately indicate where or if the ship would set sail after the United States launched a new last-minute legal bid to hold it. The Grace 1 was seized by British Royal Marine Commandos off the coast of the territory at the western mouth of the Mediterranean on July 4 on suspicion of violating European Union sanctions by taking oil to Syria, a close ally of Iran. 2 weeks later, Iran seized a British-flagged tanker in the Strait of Hormuz, leading into the Gulf. The two tankers have become pawns in the standoff between Iran and the West, their fate tangled up in the diplomatic differences between the EU's big powers and the United States. A Russian pilot whose passenger jet lost power in both engines after colliding with a flock of gulls shortly after takeoff Thursday managed to land in a cornfield smoothly enough that only one of the 233 people on board was hurt. The quick thinking of the Captain Dami Yusupov, age 41, drew comparisons to the 2009 miracle on the Hudson, when Captain Charles Lee Sullenberger safely ditched his plane in New York's Hudson River after a bird strike disabled its engines. Experts said the two near tragedies could force aircraft makers and regulators to rethink engine designs so they can better withstand bird strikes, although technology to do that is not yet available. The Euro Airlines Airbus A321 was carrying 226 passengers and a crew of 7 as it took off from Moscow's Zhukovsky Airport en route to Simferopol in Crimea. Well, that is all for me. I'm Yume Sereni for TV Sarawak. Anytime, anywhere.